Do you believe it's time for another Football by Numbers bonus edition on the Pigskin Daily History Dispatch? Well, we have jersey number 46, and Oz Davis is our guest, as we're going to pick a top 10 for you greatest players wearing the 46 ever to play in the NFL. Coming up next. Oz Davis, welcome to the Pigpen.
Thanks. Great to be here again.
Hey, we've got a big task here tonight. We have those jersey number 46s, and we have really an interesting cast of players.
I mean, the reason why I wanted to come on the show is for Doug Plank. For me, when you talk about GOATs, you're talking about the kind of player of the sort who, for example, has an entire defensive scheme named after him.
But yeah, he was just a tremendous guy, like you said, multiple skill set, coming up and taking on blockers and playing linebacker a little bit. Yeah, I think a lot of the strong safeties of today can give a lot of credit to what Plank did, Another guy that's on our list, though, I believe, Tim McDonald's on here.
In those 12 seasons, 40 interceptions, 10 fumble recoveries, and over 93 tackles per season, too. That's a strong safety.
Some great numbers to go along with a great player.
Tim McDonald has the ball. Down to the 4.
Okay, let's go to Herm Edwards.
He was a pretty decent cornerback for the Eagles.
But, he is most famous for the miracle at the Meadowlands, where he picked up that fumble and raced in, and the Eagles beat the Giants. Russ Lito is playing guard and defensive tackle, 6 foot tall, even 214 pounds. That's just amazing. Let's talk about his hardware he got. He had 2 Pro Bowls, 2 NFL championships, lifelong Green Bay Packer, Curly Lambeau's Packers, Hall of Fame, all 1930s team. So he was doing something right when he played.
Well, there you go.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame is where we usually start, and they're only giving us one name of a player that wore number 46 that's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, and that's Lou Groza.
I guess Groza is the GOAT 46, huh? Hall of Famer who was on 9 All-Pro teams, all in the 1950s. Now, this is when the two-wave player is phasing out. Through his career, more or less until he hits 40. And he was a 3-wave player until his 40s because he played on the offensive line, the defensive line, and on special teams as well. Every game, every year for this whole run when he's making all-pro teams. He's a lifetime Cleveland Brown. And the 1950s is the golden age of the Cleveland Browns. In other words, he is a stud player on all sides of the ball on a dynasty team.
Think about his career. He started in 1946. 1946, the Browns were in their first year in the AAFC. So he played all 4 years AAFC with the Browns, played all the way to 1967 when basically the AFL and the NFL were merging. That is quite a span of a career, and to be with a very good team that entire time, that's phenomenal. Okay, and what about Christensen? I think he's probably deserving too, looking at...
Yeah, the rare case of a tight end wearing 46.
They don't get enough love either. They need a little love. We'll give Christensen
they do now.
This.
From a nostalgia standpoint, my favorite on this list is Chuck Muncie. There were times when this dude appeared unstoppable. He was in that Earl Campbell mode where he could either just pound the line like the fullback and just make the hole and hit it, or he could dance. Born before his time.
I totally agree with you. 71 touchdowns in his career. There's another running back I'd like to talk about because he had some substantial touchdowns. That's Pete Johnson. He had 76 touchdowns during that. He made it to 1 Pro Bowl, 5,600 yards rushing, 3.8 yards per carry, a big back to hand off to. And I can remember he did some damage against my Steelers quite a few times. So. I have another interesting running back, Alfred Morris. 8 seasons, has some good numbers, a couple Pro Bowls under his belt, 6,100 yards rushing, 35 touchdowns in his career. This cat as a rookie had 1,600 yards rushing.
I remember him mostly as a fantasy guy. But yeah, first 3 seasons, kind of 1,000-yard barrier. But unfortunately, Two, as we've collectively reminded with fantasy football, these guys that get run into the ground really hit the wall. How about the greatest receiver who has the name of an accountant, Danny Abramowitz, converted defensive end, becomes and put in some good numbers for 3 or 4 years.
Really not that bad of stats. 5,600 yards, 39 touchdowns, all pro, 446 his entire career. Let's just run down through our top 10 here we picked. Okay, so we have Lou Groza, our only Hall of Famer, Tim McDonald, Russ Letlow, Herm Edwards, Doug Plank, Pete Johnson, Danny Abramowitz, Todd Christensen, Chuck Muncie, and Alfred Morris. Those are our 10 that we chose. Top number 46s in NFL history.